I'm back here behind the Edenville Dam. Ton of work happening behind me, you know, stuff being cleaned up, sheet pile being installed. But before we get this video started, I want to thank my new patrons, Greg, Paul, and Joshua, and for people sending me letters through the mail, Todd and Carolyn. I will pop my P.O. box up on the screen right now if anyone wants to send me anything there. And someone did send me a new pair of sunglasses, so I'm wearing them right now. If you want to send me any of those, I'll pop my P.O. box on the screen as well. Pretty cool company. These are actually made from recycled skateboard material. And when you buy sunglasses from this company, they actually go ahead and plant trees back in the ground. So thank you to Jeffrey for sending me these sunglasses. Really appreciate it. And let me know if you guys in the comments down below prefer these sunglasses or the white framed ones. So we'll see we'll take it to a vote and see what everyone thinks. Let me turn the camera around now and we'll take a closer look as to what's happening right here at Edenville Dam. So the powerhouse is over here, and the spillways used to be here about 2 to 3 weeks ago when I was here. So they went ahead, used the breaker, removed those the rest of the way. I do have some video from that I'll be posting in a separate video of them going ahead and removing that. And right now they are just going ahead and clearing up the rest of the dirt that's kind of on top of that concrete pad. So taking that all the way down to that concrete pad. That's what this excavator is doing right here, this Hyundai 480, HX 480L. And then we have the off-road dump truck over here as well, hauling that away. I'll come up here a little bit closer now. We'll take a look right down here. So the retaining walls are over here on this side. Still have the prisms up here monitoring this wall and making sure it hasn't moved. I'll actually go ahead and ask the question when I talk to the engineer in a little while if they've noticed any movement from removing these spillways. But yeah, pretty cool seeing these spillways now gone. And what the plan is happening over here, that steel sheet pile cutoff wall is being put in place. So right when I go from here, we're gonna head over there and get a little bit closer look as to that and how that's going. But yeah, water is going to be flowing through here very soon. Pretty cool actually, imagining that river path over here to my right, the new river path being redirected through Edenville Dam now and flowing back down the old river path in this direction. Amazing seeing the work going on here. This used to be the old sill right up here. And yeah, now you can see no more spillways. All right, let's head on over there where the crane is and watch them install some of that sheet pile. Now over here in front of the dam, see they're going ahead installing some of the steel sheet pile cutoff wall. They have these all laid out down in here, and I'll actually probably keep talking while they go ahead and install this last piece here so you can see that whole process. See a little bit better view of down here where the spillways were. You can kind of see there's some ridges down in there on that concrete slab on the bottom. So that's actually gone to engineering right now, hydrology, and they're doing some looking into the design to see if maybe they need to possibly pour a thin pad there so that those ripples are nice and flat, or they can maybe go ahead and install some riprap down in here. Also next week, from when I'm filming here on site, that small wall right behind the excavator is going to be removed. You can see how it's kind of jutting off to the side. So that would actually direct that water over here into that bank. So that's going to be removed with the breaker. They're also going to be taking the sill down in height a little bit. So right now that excavator is actually removing a little bit of the gravel behind the sill. And that level is going to go down to the level of right here, out here kind of on the lake bed. They're gonna keep that sill pretty much the same exact level. But now over here, correcting what I said in one of my previous videos, I think I said that this steel sheet pile cutoff wall was going to go in front of this clay embankment. It's actually going behind the clay embankment. You can see right here, they have a trench laid out with exactly where that's going. It's gonna come right here, right straight through here over to that stake, and then jut in to between buttress 2 and 3. So that's where that steel sheet pile cutoff wall is going to be installed. and hopefully they're thinking a week or two before that work completes. The prisms along this retaining wall have not moved, so that was great work. When they went ahead and removed the spillways, they were kind of monitoring this to make sure this wall didn't move at all. Buttresses are doing their job though. They're making sure that this completely stays straight and anchored into the earthen embankment. Looks like they removed the old steel sheet pile cutoff wall that was in here previously. And for the rest of the work that's in here, they're gonna go ahead and probably bring in a sky lift, remove a lot of that rebar from the spillways yet. But yeah, pretty much after that work is complete here, then they can go ahead and start looking at installing the eye wall. So that eye wall is going to come right across here where the earthen embankment used to be, and that's going to start blocking off the new river path. Once that new river path is blocked off, this water right here coming from the north down the Tittabawassee River will be directed this direction through Edenville Dam once again. So steel sheet pile cutoff wall piece is over here, sliding it into place right now. These two, maybe three pieces of sheet pile that are up a little bit higher, and they actually ended up hitting a rock, so they're kind of continuing on, and then they're going to go back after they've went a little bit further and hammer those back into place the rest of the way. But this is, I believe this crane here is a 100-ton crane. The one over on the Tobacco River Dam is a 150-ton crane. So right now they're just using this one to hammer the sheet pile into place. Pretty cool seeing all this work though. If you want to actually see this live, you can make sure you check out my live camera that's just right up here, and you're able to see a 24/7 live view as to what's happening here at the Edenville Dam. Also have one over there at the Tobacco River Dam. I'm going to be filming there right after when I leave here. We've only been back from our honeymoon. We went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. We've been back for maybe a week or two, so I got back out here on site to show the progress that has happened since I was last here. So a lot of work happening, a lot of progress as usual. If you want to check out the videos from our honeymoon, make sure you go over and subscribe to my other channel. It's called the Mowbray family. The link for that is in the description down below. I don't have any videos up there quite yet, but hopefully I will be getting to editing those very soon. And this week we actually met with the excavation company and our building company that's going to be building our house. So next week they are going to go ahead and strip the ground and start digging the hole, maybe start pouring the foundation for our house that we're working on building in the next couple of weeks. So our builder is Mark Hammond at Forever Built Homes, and who we're using to do the excavation is Finney Trucking out of Sanford. So supporting these local businesses. Like I said, if you want to check out that progress, make sure you go ahead and check out my other channel. That's also going to be posted on the Mowbray family channel. So I'm going to be filming the entire process of building our house. Really excited to finally get that started. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening here. I'm also going to be going down on Thursday to the rock quarry where they go ahead and mine the riprap out of. So that's going to be exciting. Hopefully be able to get out there on a day that they're actually going ahead and doing some blasting, send the drone up in the air and see that. Maybe put a GoPro a little bit closer to where they're blasting, so if it gets hit, I'm not too worried about it. I'll use one of my older ones. But yeah, that riprap is going to be used in front of and behind this seawall right here. So the stuff that I'm actually out there filming on Thursday is going to be used directly right here on Fisher's site. So that's kind of exciting to be able to see that. And from what I'm being told, it's going to be a mixture of MDOT heavy riprap as well as some really large riprap. So that'll be pretty cool to see. Right now he's just checking for plumb to make sure that seawall is nice and level before he goes ahead and hammers it down the rest of the way. I forgot to mention real quick here too that the riprap that they're planning on installing on each side of this steel sheet pile cutoff wall will be to catch the silt upstream here. They spent so much time downriver here clearing out all that sediment that was in this old river path that if they go ahead and redirect this water right over the top of Edenville Dam. All that silt and sediment is just going to fill back in this river path. So that is why this is being put in place, and they're going to use that riprap to kind of filter out a little bit of the sediment that you can see is all over here. I think they said it was about 15 feet of sediment right here. Again, everything that I'm saying on site here though may change. There's new information that's coming out all the time when they're doing work like this. So the things that I'm saying on site might change from day to day. You know, by the time I'm usually editing these videos and releasing them, it's usually at least 2 weeks from the time that I'm out here on site filming. So keep that in mind when you're going ahead and continuing to watch these videos. Just got done filming a little bit of raw video of the vibratory hammer putting in a little bit of the seawall, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to see some more of that raw video. But yeah, here's a little bit more of that seawall, or not seawall, steel sheet pile cutoff wall coming down and around. And you can actually see when they hit a stone, how it bounces up and down. A lot of that riprap that's in place down in there. Once they get hammered through to that, you can actually see once they get down to level, it starts bouncing up a little bit more. That's when they actually hit down on that hard pan, and that's how they know when they're at the right level. I'm gonna go ahead now, let's head on downriver here, and we'll take a look at what things look like down there. I know they put a little bit more riprap along the embankments down there. They still have the plug in place. But before I head on down there, let's jump into a little bit of that drone video now and watch some of this steel sheet pile cutoff wall be put in place from the air. Jumping into some of the drone video now, flying at about 100 feet in altitude towards the northeast, directly behind Edenville Dam. See that spillway completely removed from the air now. Again, I will be posting a video that was provided to me showing a little bit of this demolition work, the breaker going ahead and removing these spillways. But now looking directly down on these from up above, you can kind of see the ripples that are on the bottom concrete pad. It's not a perfectly flat concrete pad where the spillways once were. So I haven't talked to the engineer yet, but yeah, they were going to go ahead and either pour another thin slab to make that nice and smooth, or put some riprap in this location. Not sure if that plan has changed or not yet. I will find out the next time I'm out there on site. But kind of going ahead a little bit further towards the north, you can see they have a couple timber mats down in here right now. And now I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera up towards the north and take a look at the sheet pile cutoff wall that's currently installed. At the time that I'm doing this voiceover right now, they have completely finished the steel sheet pile cutoff wall and removed a lot of this riprap from directly behind the cutoff wall. So that's going in place so that they can go ahead and install the larger riprap that's going to go ahead and act as a filter, so that sediment towards the north of the dam and the north of the sheet pile cutoff wall does not end up going behind the dam, where they just got all that sediment cleanup done and go ahead and fill that back in. So that riprap should go ahead and provide some filtration processes to be able to kind of filter out a little bit of that sediment so it just doesn't wash down river. So again, we kind of see the crane here with the vibratory hammer attached to it. The water levels were pretty low, although at the time that I'm filming this voiceover, again, we've had about 2 weeks of just straight rain. This is kind of difficult right now with trying to build our house. They haven't been able to do any of the excavating because the water table is just so high on our property right now. So hopefully we get a little bit of a break and stop getting some rain right now. But yeah, I'm sure the water table in this area is a lot higher as well now. I didn't actually notice the riprap directly behind the dam over here on the left-hand side as well. So it looks like they did put a nice layer of riprap all along that edge to control some of that erosion. And now turning the drone around, we're almost facing directly towards the south. You can see a couple of those Michigan fall colors starting to pop in. They are definitely out right now, so the next time I'm out there filming on site, you'll be able to see a lot of those nice fall colors. And directly down here to the south of the Tittabawassee River, we can see where the old river path meets up with the new river path, down where all that riprap is lining the channel. Again, after I'm done filming here, you'll be able to see a little bit more of that work down there where they've been putting that new layer of riprap and going to be connecting the old river path to the new river path, and once again restoring water to flowing through. instead of over Edenville Dam and down the old river path. Kind of a great view up here above the job site, probably about 150 to 200 feet. And again, the drone is facing towards the south. Jumping into the next shot though, we are looking back towards the north. So back up the Tittabawassee River and gained altitude a little bit. We're probably about 300 to 400 feet in altitude right now with the drone. Just going to kind of swing around this side of the dam. You can really see the buttresses coming out this side at this angle, and that is anchoring that retaining wall to the, I guess, what's left of the earthen embankment there. If you caught the Four Lakes Task Force last presentation on this area, you would have probably got a couple more details. I'm going to probably be covering those, popping a little bit more of that information into some upcoming videos. I do not have a lot of time to sit down and edit these right now, though. A lot of stuff going on right now in the fall time frame. You've heard a little bit about with us building our forever home. But yeah, that's just kind of one of the things we got going on right now. In this shot, I dropped altitude probably down to about 50 feet. I'm coming right up behind the powerhouse. And this was filmed a little bit later in the day. I came back to try to film a little bit of that vibratory hammer, installing some of the sheet pile cutoff wall. They weren't doing that right now, though. You can see how much of the gravel they have removed from directly behind the sill. And that was in preparation to go ahead and lower that sill down a little bit lower. So that sill will be lowered to about the same height as the seawall, not the seawall, the sheet pile cutoff wall, just to kind of keep everything at the same level. In this orientation right now, it is actually a little bit too high. It's actually higher than the sheet pile cutoff wall. But again, kind of a great shot down here. You can see the guys using a oxyacetylene torch and removing a little bit of that steel rebar that was in the bottom of Edenville Dam, securing the old spillways to the concrete foundation. And of course, we got the vibratory hammer back there in the background, unhooked from the crane. It looks like the crane actually had to fly in the oxyacetylene torches for them to go ahead and remove a little bit of that rebar. I was able to get a little bit closer up on this side, though. You can kind of see the hydraulic equipment that's used to operate that vibratory hammer, and a little bit more of the progress showing the steel sheet pile cutoff wall installation from this side. Also, great picture here showing kind of the entire work site. Down here where the plug is, you can see the new river path over here, and this is the old river path. Dike is still in place separating the two. We can see they finished up the riprap work along that bend, and over here on the bend closest to me started putting down a little bit more of this riprap, but work is almost complete here. Just have to go ahead, remove the dike the rest of the way back. Then they will go ahead and put riprap all the way to that river, the new river path, and over here this riprap will be extended all the way to this river path as well. Can kind of get a shot up here up the old river path, though. A little bit of this water is starting to fill back in, but actually the water level over here on the new river path, when they remove that dike, will flow in here a little ways and end up going up that direction slightly. I know there's been a few people that have commented and said, well, I gotta stop referring to these as new and old river path, new river path, old river path, because eventually when they go ahead and restore the flow back through Edenville Dam and shift the water from coming over the top of Edenville Falls back through Edenville Dam again and then down the old river path, technically it may be referred to as the new river path again. So sorry I've said river path so many times again, but yeah, I guess I will start calling this one the old existing path then, maybe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me take a walk up this way real quick though, and I'll show you guys what the falls currently look like. So all this dirt over here as well. Once they go ahead and shift the flow of water back through the dam, all this dirt will go and be leveled across here, covering up this river. Kind of see most of it is just all clay, a little bit of sand over here on this side. I do want to mention though, for anyone that is interested in knowing what equipment I use, I always post this in the description down below. And those are Amazon affiliate links. So if you actually click on those links and purchase anything from Amazon within 24 hours, it doesn't even have to be the item that I'm actually linked to. It helps out the channel. They end up kicking back a small portion of money to the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in purchasing anything from Amazon, make sure you go ahead and do that. And to everyone that has been doing that, thank you so much. It definitely does help out. But yeah, we are coming up here to the falls now. Again, these have changed a lot since I've been here last. It's probably been 2 months since I was here and filmed these. So last time I was here, there's a big pool over here, water coming over here. There was carp all over the place down in here, but not much water flow right now. So all that water is just coming through kind of a gorge over there and over here as well. And I actually, there is a carp right here. So I don't know if you guys saw them on the camera, but there they are right there. Some huge carp, probably 2-3 footers. So they are still in here. Let me walk over here a little bit further and see if I can get a video of what the falls look like from this side. I do want to mention though, if you guys have watched this video this long, make sure you go down below and hit the thumbs up on this video, leave a like on it. Also leave any questions or comments you have in the description down below. Really helps out the channel. And if you have not yet, make sure you subscribe. Tons new videos, like I said, lots of new stuff coming up. Gonna be filming at the stone quarry, seeing where that riprap comes from. And yeah, I'm going to be out here every 2 weeks probably, filming updates here on Edenville Dam as well as the Tobacco River Dam. So make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's turn the camera back around now. Water's flowing pretty good over here on this side. We can see how it is back cutting all the way up this channel. Not for much longer though. Once that eye wall goes in place right here between the two embankments, Edenville Dam is right there where that tower and the crane is. This water will be redirected and will no longer be flowing through the new river path. Hopefully I'll be able to get out here right when that happens. I'm sure I will, and actually kind of see what happens when water is no longer flowing through the fall area. Sure, we'll probably start to see a lot of fish getting trapped in some pools. If I do see that, maybe I'll help them out, move them downriver. Where the river will be flowing will be right through where all that riprap is, right on the other side of all this dirt, and conjoining back up with the Tittabawassee River and the new river path directly right there in that area. Let's go ahead now and we'll jump into some more drone video. I'll probably show the area over there where I just came from, all that riprap in the old river path. Probably get a quick shot here of Edenville Falls, and then I will be heading over to the Tobacco River Dam to film an update over there. We're now back in front of the Edenville Dam. You're getting the drone's perspective here, probably about 100 feet in altitude, and I'm just doing this kind of flyover showing the old river path, where it's actually going in this direction. So it goes and exits directly behind the Edenville Dam, curves over here a little bit behind on the right. And this is actually probably when the dike is removed, the water from the new river path will flow back up to about this distance, and that will probably sit like that until they redirect the water over and through Edenville Dam. And that will happen when they go ahead and finish installing that eye wall that will go ahead and block off the new river path and force the water through Edenville Dam. You can see how much water there is on the west side of the dike. All that nice riprap in place now. So on the left hand side they have a little bit of that smaller riprap, and on the right hand side a mixture of that M-dot heavy riprap. Of course the M-dot heavy is going to be able to hold up a little bit more against that current on the outside corner of the river. And now this is directly over top of that dike. I was actually looking to see if I could find any more fish down there with how clear the water is. I wasn't able to see any though. Can definitely see how cloudy and turbid the water is in the new river path. A lot of that turbidity comes from the clay deposits that are being eroded upriver and being incorporated into the actual flow of the water column. Now I'm going to tilt the camera up a little bit further. The drone is facing towards the north, and you'll start to see Edenville Falls coming into view here. On the left-hand side is that large stockpile of dirt. Once the river path is redirected through Edenville Dam, that will go ahead and be pushed across and filled in where that new river path is, and unfortunately Edenville Falls will eventually be filled in and will disappear. It's a great shot of them, though, again, looking towards the north, probably about 200 feet in altitude. And I do kind of compile a few of these shots every now and then, showing how the falls have changed over the last year and a half to 2 years now. It is quite astonishing at how much this water has started to back cut up towards the north. And yeah, it's just kind of interesting showing how fast erosion actually works in this area. So gain altitude a little bit further, a little bit higher up in the air, get a little bit better perspective of how these falls look from altitude. This shot is now directly above Edenville Falls, facing towards the south. Again, the old river path on the right hand side, new river path on the left hand side, and we're looking towards the south. So down here is the M30 bridge, and way in the background is the Curtis Road Bridge. I'm going to let some of the raw video play through now. The first few shots you're going to see is actually the vibratory hammer installing some of that steel sheet pot cutoff wall, so you'll be able to see the entire process of that occurring. And then at the end I'll have some drone video of some of that gravel being removed by the sill there. So, make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and leave any questions and comments you have down below. Until the next one, I'll see you then. One more. Where should I set this?
Yeah, you can probably set it right
Set it right here.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.